Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. If you are somebody who is new to this channel and you love pro wrestling, subscribe to this channel. Start your new year off the right way. Subscribe to another wrestling channel here. We talk about Raw, SmackDown, PLEs. We do predictions. We do reviews. We do email videos where you send in your emails and I read them here for all of us to talk about afterwards. And we got a lot more coming up this year. 2025 is going to be a good year, a big year for this channel. So you're going to want to be part of it. Subscribe to this channel, like this video. Let's get into what happened on Monday Night Raw. Oh, my friends. I've had a SmackDown hat for a long time. I finally got myself a Raw hat, a Monday Night Raw hat. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in so long. Appreciate all the support. I hope you all had a great holiday. If you celebrated it, we got the new year coming up here. And if you're watching this video after the new year has already begun, Happy New Year to you. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. I have a lot of notes. This was the last Monday Night Raw before it moves over to Netflix. So pretty cool way to go out. It was a pretty special and good episode. So let's get into all the things that happened. So I got some notes here. They talk about how Monday Night Raw is going to be very limited commercials, and the first 30 or so minutes is going to be, commercial free. So they started out with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. They come out, they're doing the whole thing where they're trying to get the crowd to boo them, like the crowd boos Dominic, and it does work for the most part. So people are booing him out of the building, and every time Woods and Kofi tries to say anything, the crowd boos and boos and boos. So they do that for a little bit until Jey Uso interrupts. Jey Uso comes into the ring. Kofi and Woods try telling Jey before they get interrupted by the fans, hey, we go back a long way. We go back a long way. And then Jey Uso finally is the one that talks, and the crowd quiets down to hear him. And he says, yeah, we do go a long way. And you know what? I can say this to both of you guys. New Day sucks. And the whole crowd goes crazy for that. They look like they're about to get into each other's faces and get something going here. Woods and Kofi look upset. They end up turning around, walking out of the ring, and leaving. And then Jey Uso calls out Drew McIntyre. And instead of Drew McIntyre, it's Solo Sikoa on the Titantron. He's there with Tama Tonga. He's there with Jacob Fatu. And Solo pretty much is trying to build up the match he has against Roman Reigns next week, saying that he's going to beat Roman Reigns. Jey had a chance to join Solo, and he should have taken that chance. He says that, next week he's going to beat Roman Reigns. He's going to keep that Ulufala. It's not going anywhere. And that everybody, including Jey Uso, is going to have to acknowledge Solo Sikoa because he will be the true tribal chief. After that's done, Drew McIntyre shows up and he attacks Jey Uso from behind. He tries to hit a Claymore, but Jey Uso hits a super kick, and then Jey Uso tries to hit another one, but Drew McIntyre hits a headbutt on Jey, and that's when officials start coming out, and they separate both of the guys here. They try to get Drew out of here. Drew makes it all the way up to the stage until he turns right back around, runs into the ring, slides in there, and Claymores Jey Uso, and that's the way Monday Night Raw starts. Pretty good way to start Monday Night Raw, the last one before it goes to Netflix. It's going to be a pretty good night with some solid things happening, so I'm going to try to fly through some of these. Chad Gable's song sounds a lot like Kurt Angle. I don't know if that's a new song, but I just realized it while watching. I was like, damn, this song sounds a lot like Kurt Angle's rhythm song. It goes, it goes up and down, and that's the part where everybody chants, you suck. I don't like the whole carbon copy. We don't have to do, make Gable like a Kurt Angle 2.0. We don't have to do that. Yeah, he reminds us of him in a lot of ways, but come on, we don't have to do that. But anyway, he faces Otis. He makes Otis tap out, and Chad Gable picks up the win. I took some notes on this one because Judgment Day was backstage. I wasn't even going to cover this at first, but it's getting more and more interesting between this group here. So Liv Morgan wasn't there with them. Finn Balor has mentioned, they're all talking about how, does Liv have a plan? Does he have a plan against Rhea Ripley? And then Finn interrupts and says, of course she has a plan. She always has a plan. And Finn Balor says, just like I have a plan against the War Raiders and Damian Priest tonight. And, he says, because when we listen to Finn, we win. Everybody's all excited. They start to walk out. Finn stops Raquel and he tells Raquel, hey, can you just tell Liv from the bottom of my heart, the best of luck against Rhea Ripley, and he smiles and walks away, and Raquel kind of gives a condescending smile back, sarcastic smile back. Something's up with this group here. Something's going to go down with them, and I feel like it might happen on the first episode of Monday Night Raw. I'm going to skip through here. Dakota Kai faces Zoey Stark here. Dakota Kai gets the win. She moves into the finals of the Intercontinental Women's Championship Tournament. Will she be going against Lyra Valkyria or will she be going against Io Sky? We're going to find out here in just a little bit. We then get a highlight package of all the years that Monday Night Raw has been on USA. I thought this was a very nicely done, perfectly done package here. I was very happy, and I thought it was very cool to see Edge in the video, Jericho, Daniel Bryan, Sasha Banks, hearing JR's voice. It's nice to see that WWE included them in that package because we all know a few years ago, if it was Vince running this thing, he would be bitter and he would cut them all out. So I'm not even going to lie. He really would. I did notice they didn't really show Moxley too much, though, or Dean Ambrose, probably because he's like their top guy right now. But yeah, it was cool to see that highlight package. It kind of gave me some good feels. I'm like, man, they have been on USA for a very long time. I cannot wait to see what happens when they go over to Netflix next week. And this is going to be a brand new era. And I mentioned before, we're planning on doing big things, better things here on this channel. Just have some patience. You know, it's going to take me a week or two to get things set up and ready. But I plan on streaming Monday Night Raw and SmackDown coming up. I think it's going to be a fun time. I hope you all join me for that kind of thing. I hope you all like it. I know you like these reviews. I still will probably keep these review videos, but to do live watch-alongs, I think will be very fun. We can all talk to each other at live as it's happening. I think that's kind of fun. So, yeah, I got plans for this channel. Trust me, I got plans for this channel, so I think it's going to be a good time. I hope you come along with me. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And if you are subscribed, get ready, because this is going to be fun. Judgment Day come out, by the way, for their match against the War Raiders and Damian Priest. They have a new song. I think it's kind of weird, and it's very late in the game to have a brand new song for Judgment Day, but they got one, and I like it. It's not bad. I don't mind it at all. It's just, who keeps the song? Do any of them keep the song? Is that Balor's song? Is that JD and Dom's song? Whose song is it? Because when they break up, I kind of feel like somebody's going to keep that song unless, you know, they just created a song just for it to go away in like a week or two. It sounds a little weird. Doesn't really fit. So I don't know what happens to it. Not bad of a song. It's okay. After we come back from commercial, it looks like SmackDown is going to go back to 3 hours. So we get official 3-hour SmackDown, and it's happening. I think it's starting this Friday, which is very exciting. And I'm not mad at it. I know a lot of people don't like it, that idea, but I don't mind it at all. I think WWE has such a huge roster right now, just in general. And then they're talking about doing the switching up, the moving people around. I think it's perfect. I think it's really cool. We're going to see this. We're going to see people on SmackDown that were on Raw. I like it. I cannot wait to see the new creative things they start to do on SmackDown when it officially stays as the only WWE show on USA Network and Monday Night Raw goes to Netflix. I think 2025 is going to be a very fun year for a lot of people. We get Priest and the War Raiders versus Judgment Day's Finn Balor, Dom Mysterio, and JD McDonough. Just to keep it short here, Priest pins Dom for the win, but after the match, Balor attacks Damian Priest's legs specifically. The War Raiders try to intervene and break it up, and Finn Balor and Judgment Day end up running away, and they run from all that. So that's about that. But what happens after that? Very, 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 very cool. I'm super excited. Those vignettes for that little zero with the line going through. Everybody has had their suspicions. We all think it's Penta. It's got to be Penta because they show a new one now, and that's the literal outline and the design of his mask. They show it on our screen. I can't wait. If Penta's here next week, I'm going to lose my mind. I can't wait to see what Penta does. I just hope they book him well. I don't think he's coming with Phoenix yet. I think once Phoenix finally ends his contract with AEW, I think he'll be joining Penta. But as for right now, I want to see a nice, fun Penta to watch. If he's anything like he was in Lucha Underground, a very dark, sinister, and ruthless Penta, I think that's going to be exciting to watch. I don't care whether he's face or heel. I'm going to love him either way. If you're not familiar with him, go look him up or just be surprised about what you see. He's going to be phenomenal, and I cannot wait for it. We get Kaiser calling out Braun Breaker, but Breaker doesn't show up. Instead, it's Sheamus who's returning since being gone since Survivor Series. It doesn't even feel like he's been gone that long. It's been a couple of months, but he's back, or at least, it's been a month. So he's back. Sheamus runs down. He attacks Kaiser. We're going to get this feud still going. I wouldn't be surprised if Breaker is still included in this feud. I kind of hope he's not. I'd rather Breaker move on to different opponents, but we'll see what goes. At least we know Sheamus versus Kaiser. I like that program. I like Kaiser coming out on top of that and becoming a bigger star than what he is now. I think that's going to work out well for Kaiser for sure. We get Lyra Valkyria versus Io Sky. to determine who will meet Dakota Kai for the Intercontinental Championship for the women's side. Lyra Valkyria wins. My pick to win the whole thing. Just beat Io Sky. And you know what? I feel like she's got Io's number. This is like the second or third time she's beaten Io Sky. I'm just saying. I've picked Lyra from the start. I now definitely think she's going to be it. For a little second there, I thought we were going to get maybe Dakota Kai versus Io Sky, a little damage control matchup for the IC title. But I'm happy that it's Lyra, and I hope Lyra defeats Dakota Kai and stays true with my number one pick. I won't be mad if Dakota wins this title, though. I really won't. But since I've picked Lyra from the very start, and I actually mentioned to her as somebody to watch for in 2025, I'm very happy she beat Io, and I'm going to stick with it. I think she becomes the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion. I want to see it happen. I like Lyra. I think she's going to win a lot of people over when she starts getting into a rhythm. I'm happy with it. I'm sticking with that pick. And the show ends with CM Punk and Seth Rollins face-to-face. Man, there was a lot to talk about this segment. I couldn't keep track of everything, but Seth starts it off. He mentions, what's Punk going to do? Is he going to cry? Is he going to take his ball and go home? Is he going to be gone for another 10 years when he loses? And then Punk comes out, and these two go back and forth, man. They hit some zingers on one another. Seth mentions AEW, not like saying it out loud like that, but hints at it. Everybody kind of assumes he's talking about AEW. I thought it was a very good back and forth. The intensity was huge. Punk's asking how is Seth's neck? How's his knee? I mean, they're taking some personal jabs at one another. Punk says, "Hey, I haven't seen the man here in a little bit. Has she taken her ball and gone home?" I thought that was a really cool line. These two, Seth mentioning the rage in his eyes he's going to bring next week. I love it. I loved all of this. I thought it was fun. I think they're as intense as it's going to be. The build to this is almost like the build of like a PLE. I think next week's Raw is going to be kind of built as a PLE. Maybe I'll do a little predictions video for next week's Raw. But man, I cannot wait to see what happens next week. The intensity is through the roof. Sign me up for it. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. That has to be the main event. I know Solo's facing Roman, but man, give me Punk and Seth in the main event of Raw. All right, my friends, that's it for this week's Raw review. I appreciate everybody who watched. Please like the video if you haven't yet. Please, I haven't been getting too many likes on these videos, and it's been a little rough. The traction and all of the views and stuff like that have been kind of hitting a little bit of a wall here on YouTube lately. If you don't mind, hitting like helps out this video a bunch. Subscribing helps out this video a bunch. Sharing it, all that kind of cool stuff. I appreciate everybody who supports this channel. There's going to be more to come, and I hope you're here for the ride. Until then, my friends, until we yeet again, have a good rest of your week. We'll be back with more videos. And, of course, you're always welcome to send in those emails at wickedbittermedia@gmail.com. I would love to answer them and make videos for you guys here. So keep them coming, please. I got nothing to do now. Let me make some videos for you guys. I would love to talk to you. Until we yeet again, my friends, have a good rest of your day, night, whenever you're watching this. And until the next video, as always, stay bitter.